So we have been feeding them crickets and waxworms and sometimes mealworms, but we mainly like to feed them crickets because they're healthier. So I just have this container and I just shake a few crickets in here. I try to get smaller ones, but I've seen the parent bluebirds feed them very large crickets, so really I just get a few for each bird, and normally I get 6, so I can feed them each 2. So we have the baby bluebirds in our garage that has windows and ventilation because we had them outside at the start, but we got scared that cats could come up because we have wild cats in our yard. And the dad bluebird actually got eaten by a wild cat, so we really don't want to take any chances. So we're keeping them in here, and they're doing great. And so we've been feeding them waxworms and crickets. We prefer to feed them crickets because the waxworms, they're just not as good. They're really fattening, which is good, but they're so mushy and stuff. They're not really firm. So we like to feed them the crickets, and they work really well. We normally pull off the legs of the crickets because they have barbs, and we've read things that say to do that, and we rather just take the safe route. But really we could probably do just fine without pulling the legs off, but it's no problem. And then we feed them, and we have to feed them every 30 minutes. They're about 16 days old, so we don't have to feed them as much, and we feed them 2 or 3 crickets or 2 or 3 waxworms or a mix, but normally 3 things we feed each of them. So now I'm just going to take their nest out with them in it, and we're just going to set them and the nest into a box of paper towel and shredded paper so it's soft, and we have ventilation holes and everything, so they will be good. And it's a 45-minute drive, so hopefully they're going to do good. I know that Rico gets very, very car sick, but I don't know how these guys will do. So yeah. There they are. We fed them just before putting them in here, so hopefully that'll have them hold over until we get there, because they get hungry very quickly.